Hello, everybody. So I'm doing my presentation on burnout in the workplace, and more specifically in the EMS workplace, since I'm an EMT, so I get to deal with this a lot. All right. So what does it mean to be burnt out? On this level of definition, it's a syndrome conceptualized as resulting from chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. So essentially, if you're doing too much in the workplace, or there's too much of a burden and it's not being properly managed, you can get burnt out. And the symptoms there, some of the symptoms at least, are exhaustion, frustration, and ineffectiveness in the workplace. And then some of the causes, if you work too much, whether it's just too much overtime, too much hours in a week, heavy overload. So when you are working, they're giving you too much stuff that you can't really handle or can't really manage successfully. An unbalanced personal and professional life. So if your home life is struggling, your work life can cause it to struggle as well, and then just work-related stressors as a whole. So yeah, there's a lot of different things that can cause burnout, and it's really not fun at all. So preventing it, learning to say no, very important. Because if we look back, you can see a heavy overload. If you just keep taking on tasks, that's obviously going to lead to burnout. So being able to say no to something is very important. Asking for help, if you can see yourself getting overworked, being able to ask for that help is very important. Uh, know how to relax and unwind. That is really important, because if all you know is work and all you do is work, it's just not a healthy way to live. So knowing yourself and how you want to unwind outside of work, getting enough sleep, very important. If you're sleeping, 4 hours a night for a long period of time, that is very much not good for you and can lead to burning out. And then just prioritizing your own well-being, making sure that you're okay. Treatment. So this was talking about preventing it, so just stopping it from even happening. This is if it does happen, and then some of the treatments if it does. So seeking support, I would say that's probably the biggest thing, is getting help and realizing you need the help to get it. Sleep, again, if the cause of your burnout was sleep, getting sleep will help with that. Relaxing activities. You can see there's a bit of overlap between preventing it and treatment for it, because if you do if you do a lot of these treatments before the burnout really sets in, they can also prevent it, but there are also good ways to treat it. Taking care of your physical and emotional health. Exercise was a very good way that I read about through my research. There are a lot of different sources, actually. A lot of them had a common theme of talking about exercising and staying physically healthy is a good way to prevent it. And then identifying the cause and stressors. So being able to see, well, was it the overtime that did I work 90 hours a week? Did I just take on too much work? So being able to see what caused it will help you treat it. The plan. So this is where I'm going to talk about EMS more specifically, as this is very near and dear to my heart. I got burnout in the past from EMS because I was working like 80 hours a week, and it was a lot. So the plan I have is cannot work more than a 24-hour shift. In EMS, the shifts are usually 12 hours or 24 hours, but a lot of the time it is 36 and 48-hour shifts. Not a lot of the time, but it does happen way more than it should. You're not really supposed to do that, but nobody really follows that. So you can work a 36 if you really want to. So I think that should be abolished. I think working a 36-hour shift and a 48-hour shift is very unhealthy. So that's one thing. Each organization must be able to provide the proper support resources for employees. I know that personally, when I got burnt out, in a lot of organizations, they don't really have the proper resources for employees. This also can go to just the workplaces as a whole, not specifically EMS. I think all organizations should be able to have the proper support and resources. And then no more than 60 hours a week. I really don't think it's healthy to work more than 60 hours a week consistently. Maybe if it's, once or twice here and there, but especially for EMS, that would mean, since they're 12-hour shifts, to work more than 60, you'd have to work 72 because of the way it works. And working 72 to, 84 hours a week is very much not healthy. So I think there should kind of be a policy to not really work more than 60 hours a week. Maybe every once in a blue moon, but to be able to do that consistently, I think should not really be allowed. Like I used to do 80 hours a week for an entire summer, and that was very bad. And I was just allowed to do it. And yeah, Next, the advantages of this plan. Well, I mean, it reduces one of the main causes, which is being overworked. Um, it gets people the proper resources they need. And if you're working less, then you have more time to do the things that you should do for yourself, like sleep, exercise, and prioritize your own well-being, which goes into preventing it. So not only are you working less, but then you get to do the things that help prevent it even more. Disadvantages. Some people want to work a lot or need a lot of money. So, if you're trying to work 80 hours a week and you really need the money, might be harder for you, but it's not really healthy to do that. So I still think it's for the best. But if you do want to work a lot, you can't. Some people also really like to work 36 to 48-hour shifts because you get, if you start working Saturday and you're done Sunday night, you have your whole work week done in one sitting. So then you have 5 days off, 2 days on, it's cool, but it's not healthy. So some people like to do that. But I don't think it's for the better. And then the employer to be able to provide the right resources would cost money, which they don't want to spend. So I believe that is all I got. So there we go.